Inspecting buildings for overall creepiness is an important job for people making internet flashlight reviews. Looking for peeling paint, unsafe wires, and spiderwebs are all good signs a building is creepy, or the place you're renting is severely overpriced. And since you need your hands free to inspect creepiness, or maybe for real world tasks instead of made up YouTube jobs, how about an ultralight, just bright enough USB rechargeable headlamp from Nitecore called the T360. And of course, it's available for purchase at Tech Tool Supply, who supplied this light for review. This tiny little fella is slightly larger, but similar in shape to the Nitecore tube I reviewed earlier, but includes a swivel base so you can move it into tons of positions if you use it as a clip light. Or it swivels 360-ish degrees as a headlamp too. So it's more positionable than any headlamp I own. It produces a floody, cool white light that is supplied by a tiny LED. It is recharged by a micro USB port and has a built-in lithium-ion battery. The T360 is constructed out of polycarbonate materials, which is now the PC term for some plastics as to not make them feel cheap. Since I already mentioned that it's a small light, and I might as well give you some basic dimensions so you don't think I'm a liar. I mean, I guess I could still make up dimensions if I was a liar, huh? Oh well, logic, right? The light has 6 modes, 3 constant output modes, and 3 flashing modes for people who are entertained by blinking light. Have legitimate reasons to use modes that blink. The constant output modes are as follows. You'll see Nitecore's figures and my estimations on the screen. First is low. Then next you have mid. And finally, you get high. And then there's the blinking modes, starting with 1 Hertz blink. Then 2 Hertz blink. Then 10 Hertz blink. And if anyone makes fun of you for liking strobe modes, they're not really your friend. Anyway, since user interfaces are important to people who want to buy headlamps, or the 3 people on Earth that want to watch long flashlight reviews, let's go over that. To turn it on, press and hold for about 1 second. Then short presses scroll through low, mid, and high, in that order endlessly until your finger gets tired or you get to the mode you want. Another 1 second press and hold turns it off. To get to the blinking modes, you know the real reason you bought the headlamp, right? Do a double click from off. Okay, blinking modes. Short presses cycle through the 3 blinking modes. So press and hold when you're done pretending like you're a barrier in a construction zone. Okay, how about runtimes for high and mid? So you know what to expect out of the light when you use it for prolonged periods of time. Or, forget to turn it off. First is high mode. It runs pretty strong for about 45 minutes before dimming and going out a little over an hour in. When it starts to dim, it's time for a recharge. Next is medium mode. It runs pretty strong for about 2 hours before dimming, and then you get another hour or so of dimming light for a total runtime of over 3 hours. As with all flashlights, when it begins to dim, it's always a good idea to recharge the battery. Now, I didn't test low, but Nitecore says it'll last 21 hours. So I guess you're just finally going to have to trust a corporation at their word for once. Alright, so let's see what else. The strap has 1 point of adjustment and is made out of all the stuff all the other headlamp straps that I own are made out of. Nitecore says the light has about 8 months of standby time for the internal built-in lithium-ion battery. So while that isn't a problem for daily, weekly, or even monthly usage, it might not be a good choice for something kept in your zombie purse when they finally take over. So the T360 also takes about 2 hours to charge if you're charging it from a completely dead state. There's a red LED lit while charging, and a green light means it's fully charged. The light is water and dust proof to IP65 standards, so it's completely dust resistant provided you keep the USB cover on, but not resistant to full water or blood submersion, but should be fine just in the rain. Alright, so what about my final thoughts? The T360 is a versatile headlamp because of its 360-degree pivoting point and flexible mounting options. I would not consider this a running headlamp because of its swivel point, but a strategic rubber band placement would probably solve that if you just want to use it for that anyway. It's a great light for job site inspection where work is done in close quarters or just close-up tech work like soldering or home repair stuff. It'd also make a great camping headlamp or reading headlamp because of its great low-end mode spacing. I was able to detect no visible PWM on any of its modes. Oh, and really quick, how about a recycled beam shot comparison where I compare it to the Nitecore tube and one or two other small flashlights with different emitters and reflectors. It gives you a good idea of the tint and beam pattern. Plus the review is just a few seconds longer. Bonus. If you'd like to buy this light, make sure you head over to Tech Tool Supply, which is a Michigan-based supplier of supplies if you have technician in your job title and need tools. They supplied this light for review and testing purposes. And you'd be even more awesome if you subscribe to my channel if you like outdoor and tech gear reviews. Also, maybe just you like my weird sense of humor. And if you hate these sorts of videos, thanks for powering through this for whatever charity event you're trying to raise money for. Alright, thanks for watching, homies.